This is really fascinating, and we dove a little bit deeper into these numbers to tell the real story of what was happening with our single family sales. And then of course we're overlaying the rich information we get with our 30 odd agents in our firm and what I am hearing day in and day out from buyers moving here. So when we look at the total sales volume of single family home sales in Portland, they increased 24%. Now the sales volume on the peninsula, again, that area of Portland, which is 295 down to the Old Port, the East and West End, etc., sort of south of 295, that only increased by 0.7%, which is really shocking, right? The value or the amount of volume went from about 40 million up to about 40,500,000. The sales volume off the peninsula, again, these more suburban areas, a little further out, increased by 26%. So we're seeing some parity in values on and off the peninsula. Now, another interesting thing to look at is not just the volume, but the median sale prices. So the median sale price overall, single family homes in Portland, went up by 42%. From about the average home selling for $362,000 to $515,000. Now that's 1 year, a significantly more than $100,000 increase. And that's how I like to look at this. You know, if you walk into the average house, boy, in 1 year, my house went up, the average house went up over $130,000. It's just really shocking when you think of the numbers in that fashion, right? So the other thing I looked at is I went a little bit further and I said, okay, now what about off the peninsula properties that have sold at high price points, right? So in every year prior to 2021, we have only seen 2 properties, and again, this is according to Maria's data, that have sold for $1 million or more. That's only 2, right? Last year we had 4. So we're starting to see people from away maybe saying, because of COVID, or even people from here saying, hey, I may want a little more space, want maybe a little bit bigger house, maybe I want a little bit of a yard, maybe the garage is a little bit more important than it used to be. And probably again, because of COVID, because of working from home maybe, the house has to do more. Maybe it has to have its own master suite, which I'm not sharing with other people, right? So it's leading to more renovations, it's leading to more home theaters because the theater shut down, maybe leading towards that barbecue pit and fire pit in the backyard as well, which is much tougher to get and find in an urban area. When I look at 2022, I look at a very, very hot market. I look at repeating the past of 2021. I expect our spring market to be the strongest it has ever been and values to continue to increase. I do expect, however, once again, the seasonality of this. So come July 4th, I think things are going to soften, then they'll pick back up again in the fall. We see no major correction. We will be looking at things like the Federal Reserve's actions and interest rates because those can certainly have an impact. But as of right now, my forecast for 22 is very rosy, especially if you're a buyer. Very rosy, especially if you're a seller, and a bit challenging if you're a buyer. For complete information on this and more information and data than you would want me to spew on about, you can go on to benchmarkmaine.com and visit the blog page. We have also on our website broken down in each one of these segments the report that's related to that. So if you own a condominium, you can go right to your report, but find all that information at benchmarkmaine.com.